Gracie, Mark Coleman, Allan goes, MASAAKI Sataki, YASUDA, Gracie Telligman, Chan, Kazushi Sakuraba, Wanderlane Silva,
Hello, America, and welcome to Japan and the Pride Fighting Championships. In the blue corner, calling the action, Steven Quadros. In the red corner, the expert commentator, Boss Rotten.
Poof, poof, poof. Oh, yeah. Knockout. You know, Boss, when Kay talks, it sends chills down my spine. This guy is the top announcer, maybe in the whole martial arts.
Oh, he's very famous here in Japan. I call him Elvis, by the way. Why? Why do you think why?
Hey, everybody. My name is Steven Quadros, and welcome to the Pride Fighting Championships Collision Course. Boss Root, former three-time King of Pound Grace and former UFC heavyweight champion. And working with us backstage doing the reporting is the lovely Risa Stegmeyer. Risa, what's going on?
Hi, Bass. Hi, Stefan. I'm Risa Stegmeyer, and the Pride Series, Pride number 13, has finally come. The main event is taking place tonight right here in Saitama. And before this big event starts, look behind me. All the t-shirts are being sold. T-shirts with their fighters' names on them, and they're selling like mad. Look at all these Japanese people all lined up waiting to buy the t-shirts. And speaking of the fighters, they've all arrived safe and soundly. They seem a little nervous, maybe a little tired, but they all seem very anxious to fight tonight. I'll be bringing you information from the backstage scenes, okay? So be sure to stay and tune in to the rest of the night. See you later.
Thank you, Risa. You know, we have two really big stories tonight. Boss, Kazushi Sakuraba is the top middleweight in the world in mixed martial arts. But the man from Curitiba, Brazil, the bullet train that I call him, Vanderlei Silva, is going to try and crush him and take away his status. What is going to happen in that fight?
It's very interesting, this fight. Vanderlei is a one-dimensional kind of fighter. He's going straight forward, straight to his brain. He's there to hurt people. He's going to try to hurt Sakuraba too. But can he hurt Sakuraba? Because Sakuraba is like a matador. He's going to work circles around him, and he's going to adapt. He's going to capitalize on the mistakes that Vanderlei is going to make. If it's going to work, we're going to have to see tonight.
Another great story. Igor Vovchanchyn stands at the top of the sport with that right hand of his. Ice cold, from Ukraine, perhaps the deadliest fighter in the whole sport. Nobody in their right mind really wants to fight this guy, but Trey Telligman has the shot of a lifetime. It's a lot like a Rocky story. You know what I mean?
No, it is a Rocky story, Stephen, because if Trey is going to beat Igor, he's going to go straight to the top. He's going to be the guy who beat Igor Ice Cold Vovchanchyn. Now, we know that both of them got really excellent punching power. They're hackers, trust me, they got sledgehammers there. But Trey also knows his ground game. He's good at takedowns and he's good at submissions. If he's going to take him down, does he going to submit Igor, or is he just going to trade punches? We don't know, and again, we have to find out tonight.
Our undercard is stacked with big names. Mark the Hammer Coleman is back after the Pride Grand Prix Fighting Championship victory last year. Renzo Gracie is back. Heath Herring is back, and he is being predicted to be the #1 fighter in the heavyweight division next year. So, that's our fight.
We're going to have some...
And thank you.
Oh, before I forget, in my 35 fights, I was never, ever introduced the way you did. Thank you very much for that, Kay.
You're welcome.
人の歴史に戦あり、戦戦というなかれ。戦は絵空ごとにあらず、傍らにいた友が血を吹き、己の振り下ろす刀が頭蓋骨に食い込み、目の前で砕け散った脳みそを顔面に浴びる。そう。 戦とはすぐそこにある死の恐怖との戦い。古の昔から武将は戦いの前夜、舞をもって死への恐れを拭ったという。静寂を切り裂く鼓の音、武士たちの気を高揚し、死への恐怖を鎮め、やがて飢えた狂気へと変えていく。幾千の地と骨肉の上に築かれしこの地、今宵も響く鼓にまた一人鬼と化してゆく。
Okay, boss, this ceremony, he is beating the Suzumi drum, and it is to inspire the warrior spirit to come up so that the warrior will fight with his heart and soul.
I heard so, yeah. It was officially used with the samurais. The samurais used to do this. It's looking great, man.
You know, I've got to get myself a Suzumi drum.
Minimal, and some of these fires I like to. Wow.
The banging of the Suzumi drum gets the fighter ready to fight, to go to war.
And in this case, it's going to be all the samurais tonight.
That's right.
And we got 16 of them.
Pride Fighting Championship collision course. Wow, what a spectacular exhibition of the Suzumi drum.
Look at this. Wow. And there are the fighters.
Okay, here we go, boss. These are the warriors of tonight, folks.
The samurais, so to call, so to say.
25日埼玉スーパーアリーナ今世紀最初に起こるプライドシリーズプライド15出場全選手の紹介です
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first of the Pride Series for the 21st century Pride 13
第1試合ボビー・ソースワース
From the United States of America
BELFORT
From Brazil, VITOR BELFORT
第2試合ガイ・メッツァー
From the United States, Guy Messer
イーゲン・イノウエ
From the USA, ENGAN, INOUE
第3試合ソボレフ・デニス
From Russia, SOBOLEV the United States of America,
第4試合ダン・ヘンダーソン
from America, Henderson.
Enzo Gracie第5試合アラン・トレスマーク・コールマン第6試合安田忠雄佐竹正明第7試合トレイ・ヘリンマンイゴール・ボブチャンチン第8試合バンダレイ・シューバそして桜庭和志
Okay, there he is, Kazushi Sakuraba. And we're ready to go. Boss Luton, Stephen Quadros, ringside, Pride Fighting Championships. Collision course, there he is, Kazushi Sakuraba.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the first match.
アコーナーよりボビー・ソースワー選手の入場です。
Okay, from the United States, it's Bobby Southworth making his debut into the Pride Fighting Championship. Bobby is the IFC champion. That's the International Fighting Championship in the United States. And he does have about 5 mixed martial arts fights. And he's going to be stepping in real deep tonight with VITOR BELFORT, don't you think?
There's going to be some problems for him, but we don't know anything about him. And in our interview we had before, he looked really confident. He's a Golden Gloves champion, so his hands are good, like Vitor's hands. We don't know if it is as powerful, we're going to find out. But he looked real confident. He's a real athlete, a true athlete. I think he's coming in with a lot of stamina also. He will be well prepared. I mean, if you have to fight a guy like Vitor Belfort, you know, this is the same thing with Trey Tellingman now is going on. If he beats Vitor, it's going to boost him right up there.
Okay, in some ways, this is like a David and Goliath situation because Vitor has got really powerful punches. He can knock people out. We know that. He's beaten great fighters like Vitor Belfort and others. Bobby Southworth, as you touched on before, boss, is very athletic. He played basketball on a scholarship. He is going to come in at, there he is, Bobby Southworth, 205 pounds, 6'1", 31 years of age, from Santa Cruz, California, Bobby Southworth. Okay, there he is, Vitor Belfort.
アコナー183センチ 91.6 キロ ボビー・サウスワース
Bobby Southworth from the USA.
赤コーナー183センチ 91キロ ビトー・ベルフォー
Vitor Belfort from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. A member of the Brazilian top team. Boss, in his last couple of fights against Daijiro Matsui and Gilbert Ivel, he sort of became a wrestler. He went to a ground and pound style, whereas early on in his mixed martial arts career, he made fame for himself by being a boxer.
Yes, true. But then again, he fought against Ivel. I don't know if you want to stand up with Ivel also. Oh, here we go. Round number 1.
Okay, we got Golden Glove boxer Bobby Southworth. With his shaved head against Vitor Belfort, the man with the southpaw stance, right foot in front. Let's see if Vitor is going to be boxing here against Bobby. Both men circling. Southworth is probably going to want to throw that right hand lead. There it is.
Quick on his feet. He's quick on his feet. But that's a very smart thing to do. I just wanted to say it. Kick inside leg because the strong leg is behind now. Can do a lot of damage.
I believe that's the first kick I've ever seen Vitor Belfort throw in mixed martial arts. He's been fighting since 1996. That was 5 years ago, and I've never seen him throw a kick. That was the first one.
Hey, everything has to be a first time. They're feeling each other a little bit. I think there's some mutual respect. Vitor will know that he knows, of course, that he's a Golden Glove champion.
Whoa, Bobby shoots in. Vitor tucking down low, go for a single leg, and down they go. Bobby into a half butterfly guard on the bottom. Now we get to see jiu-jitsu in action. Bobby Southworth has practiced jiu-jitsu and he did win the Vitor is well versed in jiu-jitsu. Came up with Carlson Gracie in Rio and branched off with the Brazilian top team, which has got some of the greatest jiu-jitsu people in the world. Mario Sperry, Murilo Bustamante, Ricardo Laborio, who is in Vitor's corner tonight. Oh, now he doesn't want to. Oh, nice. Stacking up. Now we're going to see if we can throw a knee here. Bobby wants to underhook that right arm. Vitor gets another trip down. Vitor going for a neck crank, gives it up. It looks like Vitor has gone back to the style he exhibited in his last 2 fights, wanting to work on the ground.
Yep. Yeah, why should you take a risk, you know? I think he feels a little bit more comfortable right here now, being on top, even if it's in the half guard, butterfly guard. I wanted to say he's going for an armbar there, but it's difficult to do now. He can try.
Well, Bobby's got a full guard closed around Vitor's waist, so it's going to, Vitor's trying to get up high to get some distance to throw some strikes, because when you're in close, Bobby's trying to hold him close. It's hard to get any power behind those strikes.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. That's why you always see the tall boxer always fights on a distance, and the short boxer always tries to keep close.
And it looks like they're referee because Southworth's head was slipping out of the ring. In pride, they restart the fighters and reposition them in the same position they were in the middle of the ring, which they have done. Not a lot of action here. Vitor not trying to pass the guard, and Bobby not really trying to initiate a submission or a move or try to stand up.
He's skipping his hips. It's like he's looking for an armbar a couple of times already, but I don't think that's really going to work on VITOR. I think he's way too experienced for that on the ground.
I would think, because Southworth is sort of an X factor, we don't know a great deal about him, that he would stand maybe a better chance later on in the fight standing up with VITOR.
I think so too. I think so too. He did actually pretty good. He countered real fast. VITOR actually recountered him again, but then he was quick on his feet. He got out of the line of fire, so to say. So VITOR's going to try to pass the guard.
And he does pass the guard, and he gets Bobby Southworth's back. Now Bobby is sitting up, but Bobby really wants to get out of this position. We've never seen VITOR grapple a great deal. I've never seen him choke someone out in mixed martial art competition.
And he's got it.
He's got it. Oh my. He does have it. He's got it stuck in tight. So he's got it. He's going to have to tap out. There's no way he can get out. He taps. He taps. A quick choke by VITOR Belfort out of nowhere. Once Bobby turned his back, it was all over.
It was a real smart thing. He was waiting. Bobby was looking up, and he used that moment. VITOR used that moment to get under his jaw and to apply the choke. Rear naked choke. Very nice. And it's difficult, I'm telling you, with the gloves, it's difficult to get under the jaw. It was a very smart thing to do.
Okay, VITOR Belfort at 4 minutes, 9 seconds of round 1 with rear naked choke victory over Bobby Southworth. VITOR is now on a winning streak. He's 3-0 since losing to Kazushi Sakuraba. And he's really back into his jiu-jitsu groove.
Too bad. I really wanted to see them back on their feet again, to see what's up with boxing. But hey, VITOR was the better fighter tonight, and he deserves the win.
Well, here we are, and VITOR's got that. He sunk that in quick. Bobby just made the mistake of not thinking VITOR was going to choke him, I guess. And VITOR got the hooks in, and he's got that forearm across, and now he gets the V-lock, and there it is. Bobby's got to tap out. It's really unfortunate for Bobby Southworth. His first, he was really choked out there too.
Oh yeah.
Here it is
he was
again,
dizzy.
boss.
He was dizzy. Puts his hooks in right away. Yep, he turned too late to the right. VITOR was too fast. Very nice.
VITOR Belfort back in the winner's circle in the Pride Fighting Championships collision course.
I heard before that you really wanted to fight Ensign, but since he announced his retirement in Pride 12, you're not going to be fighting him.
Yeah, I think originally the game plan here in Pride was for me to fight Ensign, but he retired last fight, so his brother, I stepped up and took the mantle because me and Egan, we kind of have a little unfinished business because of UFC 13, which, you know, it's just one of those things about two alley cats walking down the same alley, you know, someone else find out who's the best.
You've been voted the most sexiest bachelor. And I mean, you're, really coming up there, you're getting more and more popular. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't know about being the sexiest bachelor's going to do me good tonight in the ring, but the sexiest bachelor thing was a big honor, you know what I mean? There's another side to our egos. Not only do we want to be the top fighters, but things like that were good, were nice, you know what I mean? I felt real good that we elected that and, got to be paraded around like that, so it was fun. But tonight's business, you know. Mm-hmm. Tonight, I don't think he's going to be looking out there as I'm punching him in the face going, he's got a good right hand, but he's really kind of a sexy guy. I don't think that's going to be running through his head.
What do you like before a fight?
I have a couple martinis and a cigarette and try to relax. No. I basically try to keep my mind off things, you know what I mean? I've had like 139 fights, so fighting is like eating for me. I eat real well, so, that's not the problem. I just want to stay relaxed, keep my energy calm, keep everything going. Weakest point is, it's odd in a business that is about trying to render your opponent helpless. I feel bad about, doing it. But I think that everybody here, they fight with a certain code of honor and everybody understands what goes on. So, people get bumped up in this game, and you're going to take your bumps, you're going to take your bruises, and I don't think it's personal, and I personally never crossed the line, and I don't think Egan or his brother would cross the line either.
How do you think you're going to fight with him?
You mean how
are you going to bring him down?
How am I going to bring him down, like to the ground or just to beat him?
Just to beat him.
To beat him? I don't know. I'm not sure. So whatever it takes to beat him, I'm not sure exactly. I hate to make a call before. I think my strengths that my weaknesses are really small or almost no weakness. So it's just a matter of me pacing.
Who would your dream fight be?
Who would my dream fight be? Pee Wee Herman? Nah, I don't know.
青コーナーよりガイ・メッツァー選手の入場です。
Okay, boss. Guy MEZGER. Now, you know this guy. You fought this guy before in Pancrase. Guy MEZGER.
I did. He's a very good friend of mine. Real good fighter who's getting better and better. It's unbelievable. The last year, his punching is getting way better. He trains with some good box coaches.
I think the Lions Den fighters in general have become a lot more dangerous with the strikes. Their boxing program, under the guidance of Ken Shamrock, he's hired a bunch of really great trainers. They're all really becoming knockout artists. Guy MEZGER coming off of 2 knockout wins over the same opponent, Alexander Otska, one here at the Pride Fighting Championships in number 12. That was the Cold Fury, December 23rd. He KO'd Otska. Then Otska wanted a rematch, and Guy MEZGER gave it to him at King of the Cage, and the result was the same. It was another knockout. He's been in with some great fighters. He's won some fights, lost some fights. He lost to Vanderlei Silva, but he did have a no contest. It was a draw against Kazushi Sakuraba. Yeah, so he really has been in with some great fighters, including Boss Ruth.
Hey, thank you very much, Steven. He's looking great in his last fights. He's in a great shape.
ENGAN INOUE 選手の入場です。
In the red corner, from the United States of America, ENGAN!
Okay, Egan Inoue is primarily a grappler, 35 years old, 5'9", 200 pounds in this fight, resident of Honolulu, Hawaii. He has in his corner this fight John Lewis, who's a noted Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and also a black belt under Gene LaBelle. John Lewis is primarily there as a strategist because Lewis said that Egan has got all the tools already.
Oh, I don't know. We don't know striking-wise. I don't think striking-wise he could win it from Guy. We never know. God knows he trained his ass off, so to say, 2 times a day for the last 2 months. And he developed some good striking skills. But I think he really wants to take the fight to the ground.
And that's going to be difficult with Guy MEZGER because Guy is such a good wrestler.
Yeah, we saw it against Sakuraba. Sakuraba couldn't take him down. So I think it's going to be a big problem.
Well, it's ironic because he's known as a grappler, but he even said to me, and I'll quote him, he said, I don't like to play the guard game because my guard's not that good.
Oh my God. So he wants to be on top.
He wants to be on top, and that's going to be difficult with Guy MEZGER. Not a lot of people have been able to mount him or get side mount control on him.
Yep.
There he is, Egan Inoue, brother of the very popular Ensign Inoue.
ただいまより第2試合を行います。 青コーナー183センチ 95.5 キロガイ・メッツァー
Guy MEZGER from the Lion's Den.
赤コーナー175センチ 92.5 キロイゲン・イノウエ
Egan Inoue, Honolulu, Hawaii. Now, Egan Inoue's brother, Enson Inoue, almost faced Guy MEZGER in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. It was a tournament in May 30th, 1997. Enson won his first fight. Guy MEZGER won his second fight. Guy thought that Enson kind of dropped the ball and pulled out of the tournament on an injury. And there they go, round one. It may be the striking for Guy MEZGER. We shall see.
There we go with the low kick. And he's not blocking it. See if he can continuously doing this.
There's another low kick. Kicking is allowed now under the new rules with shoes on. A lot of people like Guy MEZGER really like to wear the shoes for traction. And Egan coming in with his own low kick. It provides better traction, but the only weak point a shoe would have is if somebody went for a leg lock or a foot lock, boss.
Yeah, heel hook, especially heel hook, toe hold. You don't want to wear shoes for that. But it's nice when you kick, you know, you don't hurt your foot that much. And actually, I don't know if the impact is also bigger. I think that it's not bigger, the impact. I don't think it's more dangerous for your opponent. I think it's going to be equal.
And there they are in body lock position. Kind of a Greco-Roman clinch here. Guy getting up top now, trying to slide out, Egan, trying to get him up against the ropes, trying to trip him. Won't be easy with Guy MEZGER.
No, Guy's a good wrestler. He's been in some, in a lot of wrestling matches.
He's been in a lot of fights. He's had 139 fights total, including his kickboxing career, of which he was a world champion.
Unbelievable.
139 fights.
That's a lot. Let's see, it's like about 3 years every week a fight.
Yeah, well, he came in kind of light at 202 pounds, and the referee wisely is going to warn them and possibly restart them if they don't get real busy here.
There's a knee to the liver of Egan. I think
Guy going to the body there with the left uppercut, and there he goes with the left hook again. Egan keeping it close, smart move there, left knee there by Guy MEZGER to the solar plexus. Egan trying to punch his way out. Don't know if he wants to get into a punch and do to Guy MEZGER. MEZGER looks bigger than Egan.
Yes, he does. But Egan looks warm. That was, I think, a half hit and a knee to the head.
Yeah, Guy is really landing the most significant shot. Oh, good right hand there by Guy MEZGER. That really, Egan's dropping his hands now. Not a good idea. Egan's in trouble. He's down. Right hand by Inoue. Egan is out. It's over. Guy MEZGER has knocked out his third consecutive opponent. His third knockout in a row. Big right hand. It's that right hand, boss.
Yeah, he's doing great with it. He improved dramatically. Right on the jaw. It was right on the jaw. You will see it in the replay.
You know, we picked this one. Egan didn't have the skills to go toe-to-toe with Guy, and he couldn't take Guy down, so you're really in a lose-lose situation. And there he is with Enson Inoue. It looks like they were
they're like
exchanging words there. It looks like Enson was not taking the consolation real well there.
I don't think so either. There's something going on. Let's ask him later.
Well, Enson retired after his last fight, which was against Heath Herring. There's Enson with Egan Inoue. Egan obviously disappointed. No one wants to get knocked out, especially in Pride. You know, it's a big showcase. Guy MEZGER there. Let's see if we can get a replay.
Yeah, I'm waiting too. I want to see the replay.
Look, he's in great shape, boss. Look at the guy's like a poster boy.
here next to somebody who made a dramatic transformation in the last year, 1.5 years. He went to Holland and he came there to train with one of the best trainers, if not the best trainer in Thai boxing, Cor Hammers. Exactly the same trainer where I used to train for Meng Ho Breda in Holland. Heath, what is it that Holland did to you why you're making such an unbelievable going upward position power?
Yeah, I really don't know how to explain it. I got in, I have a new trainer, Cor Hammers, new management team. Yeah, I lost a lot of weight, changed my whole training program, became a lot more aggressive standing up. So just my whole game was totally changed around from the about pre-2000 that I was.
How many pounds did you lose?
I think probably 20 pounds at least, 30 pounds.
Yeah, if you could see him the way he was before, it's unbelievable. Now he's ripped and he's ready to fight. Also, he's representing the Golden Glory team, and we got a lot of fighters from there. Last week we had an event there, and all the people from Golden Glory won, and he's proud to do that. Maybe we should call Cor Hammers. Cor, please, could you come? Because this is the man who's also the trainer behind Ramon Dekkers, world-famous, most feared Thai boxer ever. Cor, what did you think of him when you saw him for the first time?
Well, I think that's a hell of a job to make something out of this, you know. No. He was pretty strong and very good on the ground, and we had to make some standing up techniques, and we did a well job. He worked hard for it, and I worked hard for it, and the result is there, and we hope we can continue tonight and in the future.
Okay, now perfect answer. Okay, and we have another question, of course. We have to ask this, the girls. What do the girls think? What do you think of the girls in Holland, by the way, and what do they think of you?
As you know, the girls in Holland are beautiful.
Yes.
Among the most beautiful.
I married one.
Yes. I'm currently dating one, so I will have to refrain from any other statements.
ただいまより第3試合を行います。
Now for the third match.
青コーナーよりソボレフ・デニス選手の入場です。
In the blue corner, from Russia, SOBOLEV DENIS!
Okay, SOBOLEV DENIS, 25 years old. He is from Russia, and we don't know a great deal about this guy. We do know that he is a Muay Thai fighter, and his trainer is from Dagestan, and he looks pretty intense, boss.
He looks intense, but I don't know. He's facing Heath Herring.
He said that 50% of his wins in mixed martial arts by strikes and 50% were by submissions. He is the Russian Army mixed martial arts champion with approximately 20 fights to his credit. He is also the Sanda Chinese boxing European champion and the #2 in the Sanda World Cup. And Sanda is very similar to shoot boxing or Sanshao, which is like kickboxing with takedowns.
Okay, so that's good, that's good. That's going to be interesting.
The man from Russia, SOBOLEV DENIS.
赤コーナーよりヒー・シーリング選手の入場です。
In the red corner, from the United States of America, Heath Herring!
Okay, now Heath Herring, we know him well. We were just in Holland, you and I. And Heath is trained by your old Muay Thai trainer, Cor Hammers.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And he changed dramatically. He lost like 25, 35 pounds. He got himself in a great shape. Did exactly the same training that I used to do. He's running the same path in the woods. Still everything the same. And Cor Hammers told me he's doing great. He's making unbelievable progress.
I saw Heath. I was sitting at ringside when he fought Tom Erickson, and Tom Erickson is an imposing force. Oh yes, he's 285 pounds of solid man. He's got a lot of wrestling presence. He's pounded some guys, undefeated mixed martial arts. He fought Heath, and Heath took him out. It was the kicks that set it up, and Heath choked him out with a rear naked choke.
It was an unbelievable fight. People, he came out of nothing, took care of Erickson. Okay. And of Inoue.
ただいまより第3試合を行います。青コーナー187センチ 94.1 キロ。ソボレフデニス
Sobolev Dennis, a member of the I Must Break You crowd.
Yeah.
I must break you, boss. Heath? Is it the Texas Cowboy?
The crazy Texas horse. That's his nickname.
6'4", 260 pounds.
Colorful guy. Look at his hair. He's got purple and red and white. It's almost the Dutch flag. Red, white, and blue. And he's here to fight. You can bet on that.
Okay, Sobolev looking across the ring. I wonder if this is going to be a stand-up fight. Because Sobolev comes from a Muay Thai background. Heath coming out. Big front kick. Heath shooting. Sobolev sprawling back. Heath going for the single. Heath inside mount control. Now this is the position people don't want to be with this guy.
Oh no, you don't want to be here. There we go again with the knees to the head.
Now he stopped Anthony Inoue in the last Pride.
He's going for the armbar. Watch this. He's going to go for it. There we go.
There it is. The key lock. And he taps out quick. Oh, that was quick. Oh, that was quick. Heath Herring in that key lock. You don't want to be underneath the side mount of Heath Herring. He's going to go for that Americana, as Boss said, and get that key lock. And he did quick. Sobolev back up. Sobolev got a little bit of a cut there.
That's no taking risks, you know. He knows that the guy also is a kickboxer. Just take him down, take him out of the game. Boom, and get it over with. What a fast fight. This must be like under the minute. 22 seconds.
Oh my God, 22 seconds? Now, you got to ask yourself, boss, you're a heavyweight. You're in the division. You want to build a career. And you see a guy like this, you're going to think, I don't want to fight that guy.
Yeah, let's find another business. He used to work in computers.
No, he's a very bright gentleman.
Yeah. In the corner, his corner, we see the Turkish terror. No, we can't see it. They don't show us here.
Okay, here it is. He's got side control. He's going to throw the knee to set it up. And he's going to create the distraction with the knee. And then he's going to get that right hand palm down against that wrist of Sobolev, and then crank that arm. Oh, look at that.
Oh, God. Yep.
Here it is again, boss.
Full power.
Oh, that could snap his arm. Good thing, and he tapped out quick. And he knew he didn't want to go any further. He doesn't want to rip the guy's arm off.
It was the same when Inoue, when he fought Inoue also. He took it easy, you know. He didn't want to rip his arm off.
Yeah. There he is, Heath Herring. Another great victory in Pride.
Well, he's got to take me down, you know, which has happened plenty of times in the past, but I'm probably a little bit harder to take down than some of the other guys he's fought because of my wrestling background, you know, but when you're out there boxing, you're kind of a little bit more vulnerable to get taken down, so he just needs to take me down there, and that's going to be his difficulty, I think.
You've been in the Olympics twice. Do you think that experience helps you a lot?
Absolutely. I mean, but not just the Olympics. I mean, I've been wrestling since I was 5 years old, competing, and just that whole lifelong experience of wrestling kind of helps you out, you know, calms your nerves. I'm used to a lot of spectators and things like that. So I think that I'm able to relax a little bit more, and that's important when you're out there fighting. I'm kind of new to the sport, I guess, but when it first started, I think that there was a lot less skill involved. A lot of guys, a lot of wrestlers would come out and just use their wrestling. A lot of boxers just trying to box, and now it's kind of developed into its own sport where you need to be cross-trained, and you need to have the knowledge of pretty much a mixed martial arts type sport, you know. And I'm not really a wrestler coming out here. I'm kind of, it's its own sport, so I think that it's changed a lot, and it's gotten a lot tougher, a lot more competitive.
Any secret tactics you're thinking of?
It's secret.
A secret. You can't let us know at all?
I can't reveal.
I was just interviewing him, and he said he's going to try to make you stand up. What do you think about that?
We're going to be dancing around there.
What about within the Gracie family? Is there anyone you want to fight?
Oh, my daughter. She can put a beating on me every time, and she can take whatever she wants from me without, I cannot even argue with her. I choked her first boyfriend because nobody told me about it. It just caught me by surprise. So I get in the house, I saw someone watching TV in my house, and I asked my wife, who's that one? Who's this guy in the living room? She goes, oh, it's just a friend from school. And my nanny goes, no, it's her boyfriend. So it's a friend, boyfriend. I lost my temper, I went there and choked him.
There's always a bit of a rivalry, boss, when you've got an American wrestler in the ring with a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah. I know what you talk about.
And there is Dan Henderson. He's from Huntington Beach, California. 5'11", right around 190 pounds. A lot of people give Renzo respect because he gets in there against the best fighters.
Oh, yeah. And he doesn't turn anybody down. He's there to fight, and he wants to show everybody that he just wants to fight. Look at the weight difference now.
Yeah, I believe it's got to be at least 10 pounds.
20 pounds.
He's fought Kazushi Sakuraba. He lost. He fought Tyoshi Tamura in rings. He lost that fight. But he's won his share too, and here he is. He's going to go to get back in the winner's circle, coming off 2 straight losses. Dan Henderson coming off a loss to Vanderlei Silva in the last Pride. It was a decision. Low kick there by Henderson throwing that right hand. Look at that sprawl.
Beautiful sprawl. I think it's going to be a problem for Renzo to take Henderson down because he's a phenomenal wrestler.
But you can just see in the body language that Renzo, oh, good right hand by Renzo. Renzo likes to fight.
Left hand.
Renzo's boxing here. Renzo's shooting on Dan again. Renzo does, oh, we got the new rules now. The person in top control can knee the person facing down on all fours.
Yep. I think it's a good rule. You see, Renzo wants to fight on the ground. And Henderson gets up, which is very smart.
Yeah, you know, Henderson has got a real sneaky, kind of unorthodox right hand, but it put Vanderlei Silva on the deck. And Dan Henderson can take a punch too, but they're trading here.
This is going to be a fight. Who's going to have the most stamina?
Henderson landing the knees there, standing back up, knee to the head there.
Nearly He just missed a hair.
It seems like Renzo Gracie is getting the worst of those punching and kicking exchanges, although that did land. Oh, he's knocked out. Renzo Gracie has been knocked out. I'm not sure if it was from the shoot. Was it a knee to the head? Let's find out.
I don't know. It was like he was sprawling and he pushed his head on the ground. He hit his head on the ground. I think that was the thing that knocked him out. It looked to me like that. Let's see it in the rerun. Oh my God.
Okay, it's 1 minute 40 seconds.
Jesus Christ, we got it in a total of like 6 minutes. We had 4 fights and the complete total fighting time is like 6 minutes.
He's okay, there he is. He's fine. Looks like he's gonna have a little bit of an Excedrin headache there, and that's not a plug for the product either. Renzo Gracie has been knocked out in 1 minute 40 seconds in the first round. Dan Henderson back in the winner's circle.
Oh yeah. And he had only 1 loss. All the rest of his fights he won.
And that loss was to Vanderlei Silva, who's definitely one of the most dangerous fighters in the middleweight division.
Oh, yeah.
No question. Dan took a lot of shots in that fight. He didn't take many in that, and he was getting the better of the exchanges.
You see, Renzo is asking around what happened. I think he hit his head on the floor when Henderson sprawled. And with the hip movement of Henderson, maybe he helped it extra to pound his head into in the ground.
We're waiting for a replay here.
I really want to see it.
And here we go. Renzo shoots, and it looks like there was
the right hand already.
It was a right hand. Was it right uppercut? Oh,
yeah, it was a right hand uppercut. Yeah.
And Henderson knows he's knocked out. He didn't want to deliver more blows than necessary. It looked like a right hand, a right uppercut. It's right there. Oh, it was a right uppercut right on the chin. It was right on the side of the jaw, under the ear, and then he cracks again and away with a right and a left to finish the job. But Renzo's out. He knows. Dan doesn't want to hurt him.
No, Dan's a true gentleman.
These guys don't want to hurt each other. And here it is again. He shoots, and it caught him right on the side of the jaw, under the ear. A one-punch knockout there for Dan Henderson. A right hook. Dan Henderson back in the winner's circle. His team is happy about that. He's got the great Randy Couture in his team. 2 great champions there. Dan Henderson real happy about that victory. I guess wrestling conquered jiu-jitsu tonight.
Yeah, but you know, it's always like Coleman does right now. He's got good hands and wrestling. The combination of wrestling, being a good wrestler with good hands, it's a deadly combination.
It really is, because if you can't take a man down and you can't beat him in boxing, you're in a bad situation.
And you won the Grand Prix, which was held last May. Do you feel any pressure that you have to win this match?
Definitely, I'm feeling the pressure. I feel like I have to win, and I'm going to win.
Are you strong under pressure?
I feel like I've been strong under pressure. I've got 4 or 5 different titles, so pressure is what it's all about.
What do you think the biggest change happened in the sport?
Well, just the evolution of all the fighters, cross-training and the skill level of all the fighters improving and more fighters becoming involved. It's just, in the beginning it was more mismatches, but now it's more strategy and much more difficult now because everybody's so close in competition. Just the level of competition is so much better now. I'm just going to beat him any way I can. I'm looking to get a knockout. I haven't had a knockout yet, and that's what I really want. It's not going to be easy to beat me.
Have you decided on any tactics on how you're going to fight him?
First, Mark Coleman is a heavyweight. I'm a middleweight. For me, that's a personal challenge because I prepare myself to fight anybody. I'm a warrior. I'm here to fight anybody. I don't care about weight, division. I don't care about that. And Mark Coleman is a very, very, very strong guy, good wrestler. He's an Olympic wrestler. And I prepare myself to fight him. My tactic is gonna try to have him in my guard to try my armbar, my triangle, anything. Like I said, I'm a middleweight. He's a heavyweight. For me, I don't feel no responsibility on anything. I think he got more responsibility than me because he's the Grand Prix Pride champion, and I'm here to have fun. It's hard to say I have a dream fight because I have so many good fighters today. I don't have one specific fighter I would like to fight. Like a dream fight I'm fighting right now. I'm fighting Mark Coleman. He's the best guy around here. That's the #1 heavyweight. That's my dream fight today.
ただいまより第5試合を行います。
And now for the 5th match.
青コーナーよりアラン・ゴエス選手の入場です。
Okay, boss, Alan Goes from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, is one of the best jiu-jitsu men in mixed martial arts.
Oh yes, he's for sure.
Well, you go to the ground with this guy, if he's on the bottom, he gave Kazushi Sakuraba
a run for his money.
Oh, definitely. Because he's got a great guard, he's got a good triangle choke and a good armbar, and he's got a good up kick from the bottom. If you stand up over him, he can knock people out with that kick.
Yep.
He's coming in, his last appearance was in Pride 9, where he won a decision over Vernon Tiger White of the Lion's Den, and that was June 4th, 2000. Unanimous decision. And he's got teammates that he works out with, like Murillo Bustamante, Ricardo Laborio, who is going to corner him for this fight. He's going to have problems, though, with Mark Coleman, because what's he going to do? He probably wants to take this fight to the ground, but against a wrestler the level of Coleman, how is he going to do that, Mark?
He's not going to do it, because we saw it in the last fight we had, Henderson against Renzo. He couldn't take him down, and Coleman is an Olympic wrestler. He went to the Olympics. This guy, I'm going to be very amazed if it's going to go to the ground. And also, Coleman developed some real good boxing skills, and I think that's going to be a major factor here. I think he really is going to keep the fight standing up and box, and probably Allan is going to do anything in his power to take him down.
Because Allan, even though he has a sneaky punch, he put Dan Henderson on the deck twice when they fought, and that was back in May 13, 1998. Dan Henderson did win a controversial unanimous decision against Alan Goes. And Allan, as a matter of fact, that was Allan's only loss in mixed martial arts. He had a draw against Sakuraba.
赤コーナーよりマーク・コールマン選手の入場です。
Okay, here he is, Mark the Hammer Coleman. Coleman came in early in his career and dominated the Ultimate Fighting Championship. He won 2 titles there. He won UFC 10, and that was on July 12, 1996. And he beat Don Fry in the finals. And at that time, Don Fry was the top fighter in the sport. He was dangerous. He was a wrestler that could box.
Yep.
And it was, he beat Gary Goodridge in that tournament. And he came in with all the strength in the world. And he was the guy, the preeminent grounded pound guy was this guy, Mark Coleman. He won UFC 11 also. That was a short time later in September of 1996. And then he's had a hit-and-miss career. He fought Maurice Smith, who is one of the first world champion kickboxers to go into mixed martial arts. And although he dominated early on with the ground and pound, his conditioning failed him, and Maurice outboxed him later in the fight. The first time a kickboxer ever beaten a wrestler. Then he had a really, really heartbreaking loss to Pete Williams of the Lions Den by knockout.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And he had a decision loss against Pedro Rizzo. He's regrouped, rejuvenated himself, went to Pat Miletich, learned how to box a little bit, shed a little bit of the excess pounds, got a little bit away from weight training, and now he's coming in for the first time since he won the Pride Grand Prix, and that was back in May of last year, where he defeated Igor Vovchanson in the finals.
By tap out.
Yeah, he made him tap out with strikes. In this fight, he's got Gary Goodridge in his corner, and Jeremy Horn representing Pat Miletich Martial Arts. Coleman is probably going to want to keep this one standing up, and he told me a couple of days ago, he said he's never achieved a knockout, and he's going to try for one tonight.
Well, and why am I not surprised? And I think he's going to succeed also because the last time I saw him in the Pride Grand Prix, he improved so much with striking, and that's 1.5 years ago.
第5試合を行います。青コーナー183センチ97キロアラン・ガエセ。
So there is Alan Goes.
赤コーナー185センチ101.2キロ。
Look how lean Coleman is. Right now he weighs 225 pounds, and that's the first time he's weighed that low of a weight since 1993, folks. So he's a lean, mean fighting machine tonight. Alan's looking at him, knowing what he has to do. He's got to get it on the mat. Coleman has made no secret about the fact he wants to keep it on his feet, and he wants to go for the KO. He also said, Mark Coleman did, that he wants to have a rematch with Pete Williams, the man who knocked him out with a high kick from the Lions Den. He's got to get past Goes first. And here we go, boss, round one. A jump kick by Goes.
Yeah.
Little crouching tiger, hidden dragon action there.
Oh, that was capoeira.
Capoeira. I think he's just doing that to get him excited because he thinks maybe if Coleman just grabs the leg, they'll go to the ground, but it might work. We don't know. Goes for the single. Coleman getting him down. Coleman getting him into a... Coleman grinding away that right hand.
To the body again.
Now Allen's got to be careful of the knees here. Allen's got him down now. Allen's on the bottom. He's got Coleman where he wants him. If Allen gets a closed guard around him, Allen's going to have him where he wants him. But Coleman's pretty good at punching out of the guard. If I were Coleman, I'd stand up there.
Oh, yeah.
Stand up.
You don't want to play this game with Allen.
He's playing Allen's game here. Allen wants this kind of a fight. He wants to be on the ground.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Coleman should throw a knee here to the top of Allen's head.
There we go.
There it is. He's not going to be able to take too many. Oh, he's knocked out. Is he knocked out?
I think he's out. I think he's knocked out.
He's out. He's out.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Look at this. Look at this. He's attacking Mark. He's attacking Mark. He doesn't know what to do. Mark wants to hit him.
A little controversy in the ring there. Coleman can go wild too.
He didn't know what to do. He didn't know he was doing it. I think he woke up, realized that there was something going on, and he attacked Coleman right away. He thought that he'd never been out. It was like a blackout.
I saw that happen before one time. There was a knockout in Holland. It was, I believe it was Lucille Reichert fought a Thai guy. She got knocked out. She kind of jumped his guy afterwards. There he is, Mark the Hammer Coleman. Wow.
I told you the last time when he was fighting, right now, in this shape like he is, it's going to be very difficult for anybody in the world to beat him. He's very strong. Oh my God, the time.
It was 1 minute 19 seconds by strikes.
I think that this whole event is going to go to the history books as fastest fight event ever. The longest shortest fight, the longest fight was 4 minutes and 8 seconds.
Well, this is the one that you don't want to go to the refrigerator for a soft drink because you might miss what's going to go on there. Inoki is going to get the belt to Coleman. Coleman getting another belt. Coleman already had that Pride Grand Prix belt. And Inoki going to congratulate Allan. Allan tried to capoeira moves.
He did.
Tried to trick him, got him in the guard.
The flying, jumping front kicks.
Now we know that later on this evening, Igor Vovchanchyn is going to fight Trey Telligman. But Igor lost to Coleman in last year's finals. Really wants a rematch with Coleman.
Yeah, but
Coleman, yeah.
He looks so impressive right now. But I have to say also, if Igor gets the rematch, he deserves it also because he had 2 tough fights before he fought Coleman. Here we go. Look at this. Look at the strength, the punching power also to the body.
Now Allan made the elemental mistake of crouching, getting back up, going on to all fours position. He should have stayed in the guard. Because here the knee comes.
Yeah. And now he's out. Now he's out. This is our only expert knees. Oh my God, that's dangerous. Referee
He's out right here. He's out, completely out. And I'd like to see where he goes through the tackle here.
Now he's going to grab his leg. Oh, they don't show it.
Yeah, here it is. And I think it was this knee right here, that's the one that did it. Because see him fall on the side. It's a lot like what happened when Igor Vovchanchyn KO'd Kerr and got a no contest, because at that time, these knees were not legal. Wow. Mark Coleman.
Brute force, brute power.
Has not fought in at least 10 months. And to come back with a win like this was a devastating victory. First time Allan's ever been stopped. I believe he will be back. Allan really might want to stay down at about under 200 pounds.
Yep.
For Mark Coleman, on the other hand, he's got a lot of options. And there's a lot of young guns coming up, too. Heath Herring is coming up. Pete Williams. Here it is again. See, Coleman, he brings that leg all the way back to get the momentum. And the second knee was the one that did it. It didn't really even land super clean, but that one did. And he's out right there.
Now he's going to get the right knee also.
Yeah.
Oh, but that didn't hit.
Yeah.
Thank God it didn't hit.
And Allan's out. So who's going to give Mark Coleman a run for his money, boss?
Right now, I don't see anybody doing it.
I think the only people that could come close would be Pedro Rizzo in the Ultimate Fighting Championship and Igor Vovchanchyn. Those 2 guys.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think those 2 guys, because
they're dangerous from punch.
Yeah, because right now he's concentrating on stand-up.
Yep.
It would be, if he could take them down, eventually they're going to get back up, because now that we have rounds, you're going to have an automatic restart. Because right now, tonight's fights, we have a 10-minute round, then 2 5-minute rounds, 3 rounds total, no more overtimes. And I think that those guys would be the only ones that could give Mark Coleman a run for his money.
Yep, I think so too, because they both are always in tremendous shape. But the way Coleman is right now, he's also in tremendous shape. So,
you know, Mark Coleman fought both of those guys.
Yeah, oh yeah, he did.
He fought Pedro, and that was a real close fight. Controversial fight, but Coleman won against Pedro, and he stopped Igor. But Igor, again, as you alluded to earlier, had 2 hard fights prior to fighting Mark Coleman. Coleman had easy fights, so Igor feels a sense of it's an incomplete victory for him.
Yep. Yeah, Coleman had actually 1 fight because then Fujita, you remember, came in.
Yeah.
And they threw in the towel, so he.
And Coleman fought Shoji.
Yeah,
it showed he's a small guy, and he just smacked him around. But nonetheless, Coleman is #1 right now.